most recent episode of Saturday Night Live, comedian Chris Rock had something to say about the UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson and his 26-year-old assassin, Luigi Mangione. Let's watch.
Everybody's worried. Everybody's worried. I mean, we got Luigi. We got Luigi, you know, and that's good. I really feel sorry for the family. I mean, everybody's fixated on how good-looking this guy looks. If he looked like Jonah Hill, no one would care. They'd already given him a chair already. Be dead, okay? But he actually killed a man, a man with a family, a man with kids, man. I mean, I have condolences. I'm gonna have real condolences for, you know, the healthcare CEO. I mean, this is a real person, you know? But you also gotta go, you know, sometimes drug dealers get shot.
Chris Rock also had this to say about President Biden pardoning his son. Let's watch.
Man, Joe Biden pardoned his son, Hunter Biden. I gotta hand it to Joe, man. You know, he don't move as fast as he used to. He don't talk as fast as he used to. You know, but that middle finger still works, boy.
Vaguely amusing.
You're not a big Chris Rock fan, I sense, Robby. I'm the pro-Chris Rock chair.
I'm not against him. I was certainly defensive of him when he was attacked by Will Smith. That was totally wrong. I celebrate the right of comedians to engage in provocative comedy, even if it offends. So I have nothing against him, and he has done other things that I find funny. This was this material was a little obvious to me. That's all. Like, it's funny. The killer is good looking, and it's funny that Joe Biden pardoned Hunter. I don't know. Nothing wrong with it. It was just the easy jokes to me. I saw some more of the set, and it was along those lines.
Yeah, I am a very big Chris Rock fan. I didn't think it was the most fantastic performance I've ever seen. There is a very early Chris Rock special called Bring the Pain, which I think is an absolute work of art, but that's a whole discussion for another day. In relation to Luigi Mangione and the killing of Brian Thompson, I do think, well, firstly, he did make fairly amusing reference to the fact that I think Mangione's looks pretty obviously do matter to the way he's been perceived, and that's one of the interesting subtext to this. But the drug dealers do get shot was a pretty good encapsulation, to my mind, of the fact that there is, I'm not sure how much public sympathy there is for going up and murdering people, and I certainly wouldn't advocate it. But I mean, you and I both spoke last week about this case and the fact that there is quite a lot of very strong criticism of the health insurance industry. I would argue well justified. I think you're not maybe quite seeing it through the same lens there. But that idea of them as sort of drug dealers or people who are involved in corrupt practices, and sometimes the consequences of those practices come home to roost, I think that's obviously something that a certain number of people do believe.
Mangione is already becoming, yes, a major cultural figure. At least maybe that could be for a fleeting moment in time. Who knows if we'll still be talking about this individual, weeks or months from now. But there's just so much content about him on social media. Some of it is, some of the simping for him or admiring him is ironic and comedic, and again, that's fine, even though this is a very serious subject and he's a killer. It's fine to laugh about things. I don't have any problem with that. Some of it is an actual fascination with and appreciation for him. Now, this is nothing new. Serial killers, violent criminals in the past have got, they get marriage proposals in jail from desperate, crazy women predominantly. It's something that happened to Charles Manson and everybody else, and on and on. So there's nothing all that strange about it, even though it is strange to see. I can't imagine, using my Venmo to donate to his legal defense fund, but people are doing it. He's raising money based on it, or they're trying to. I don't know if they're accepting the money, but
right. No, absolutely, and people have obviously the right to do that. People contribute to legal defense funds all the time that I would never in a million years give my money to, including Daniel Penny. But that would be a whole other debate to get into. In relation to Mangione and to the public reaction to his alleged killing, my basic argument there is that it is indicative of the depth of public anger against health insurance companies and to some extent against the current health insurance system, but against the idea that these people are cruel to often customers in their absolutely most serious moment of need, that avarice and kind of corruption is distrusted and disliked by lots and lots of people. And, you know, again, emphasizing I don't think that makes it right to go out and shoot people dead, but I do think that the public reaction is interesting in a different way to people who wrote, you know, love letters to Charles Manson or whatever. I do think that there is a political and social element to this, obviously, that's different from that.
I agree with that, but I still think this story would have been just about dead by now if to take exactly the point Chris Rock made, if the guy looked like Jonah Hill, which is starting to be a bit unfair to Jonah Hill, who is a very funny man and is in a lot of movies that I think are quite good. Yes, that would be. I don't think this would continue to be a leading news story necessarily if the perpetrator was not compelling in his own right.
Yeah, the whole thesis could be written now about this shift toward judging male figures who pop up by their looks in a way that I think was traditionally much more the case with women.
Now this is how we're going to solve sexism. We're going to start objectifying men to the same degree as women, and we'll be
brave
better
new
off,
world.
maybe. Yeah, very brave. Brave of us, for sure. We're the brave ones. That does it for us today on Rising. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're just getting the week started, so we'll be back tomorrow with much more content. In the meantime, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any of our wonderful, beautiful, precious little episodes. And you can also listen while on the go. We're now available anywhere that you can find your podcasts. See you later.